I think the most successful I've seen is what the military has started to do, which is incorporate those cognitive training stations. You just got done blasting out a really hard set in squats. Well, guess what? I'm going to put you up here and you're going to have to really run the paces mentally to try to remember things. Like, it's like those light boards and those other things. I'm going to show you a pattern and you got to recreate it, because there it is a transfer of training, because you're going to be physically exhausted on the field while having to remember and read signs from the sideline. You're going to do that every play.
Yeah, the light board stuff's fascinating too, because it's kind of simple, click it and play. Like I've seen some small sided stuff where it's like you're doing something physically taxing and you're playing Connect Four between it. Like
right.
Boom, you're doing something that boom, you're playing chess, you're playing checkers in your restroom or whatnot. But it's a little off, it's a little tough to incorporate in the setting. Where if you do something in between and you're like 2 minutes rest, you're walking over your light board and doing something, or your reactive board or reactive training, and then walking back. It seems like it fits better, it looks better, it feels better. But I was intrigued by that cognitive stuff.
Yeah, because there comes a point when your body physically is going to hit a plateau and you're as good as you can physically be, but the mental advantage you get of being less taxed when you're required to receive information and process it when you're just physically exhausted, or the advantage you're going to have of someone else who is physically superior to you, but you know more about the situation. That situational awareness piece, you're better at it, is going to give you that competitive advantage. I like to think when for those athletes that are able to stay at the pro levels for so long, right, that physically, they stopped being able to do what they could do in their late 20s, right? And it was downhill from there. But mentally, they kept getting better and better, which is, as long as they weren't significantly injured, they became great assets on the field and in the locker room, right? And I like to think that's part of the reason why.
The other thing I would add to that, Ruben, is that they become the gift that gives on the field and in the locker room too, that they can project the wishes of the coach. Let's say they can, we all see, we've heard coaches on the field, but they can run your system because they know it is good or better than you do.
That's right.